And Gino calls the bar loaded for
Bryce,
young Paul.
I know Bryce is the defending champion, but I think this 105 class is going to come down to who makes the first mistake, misses a lift, gets a technical flaw, and there starts to be some leaderboarding and jumping.
Yeah, you may be right, but looking at the projected numbers, there's 720 for third for Taylor. At the moment, we're actually looking at the score, and 725. Bryce has some room if he hits all of his openers.
But
He'd have to do the lifts.
and he did lift yesterday, so red.
2-1.
One red, calling on depth on the left-hand side.
He held up a red card, so that means his hip was not below at the top of his knee.
You know what, I will remark, as this has been some chat backstage, with the
Sometimes when you come up with that speed, it does make you take steps, so you've got to be really solid.
Yeah, it's about being balanced, and you're right. Sometimes when you come up very hard, you can cause you to take a step, especially if you're up on the toes, on your balls of your feet.
There's another tattoo guy.
Paul Marshall from Ontario.
Come on, Ontario.
3 lifters squatting 265 in a row here. Paul's the third one.
Well, from that angle, looked like a beauty to me.
Solid 584 squat.
And it was 3 whites. Wow.
And we're up. Bryce is up next. He's got 277 and a half, 611.
When you watch a nationals like this, you can see why our lifters do well at the world stage, because if they can get a squat here at nationals, they can get it anywhere in the world.
guaranteed.
Coming out with 282.5, 622.
That's a big jump. This guy's in the hunt for a podium spot.
Oh yeah, he jumped from 265 to 282. That's like 17 and a half kilos.
Although his squat 1 to squat 2 is 20 kilos.
Well,
Maybe some people like big jumps.
some lifters like taking big jumps. They train that way and they lift that way.
Gage was born 1992.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
So whip out. Oh, look at this little.
It comes out pear-shaped, but it works. Let's see if we get white light.
There we go.
2-1. Good enough.
All right.
Oh, we got called for depth on the far side there by Jeff Butt.
Susan, you're looking for what does LVD stand for? Lift, visualize, dominate.
There we go. They've really come onto the scene in the last couple of years, sponsoring lifters.
Yeah.
And I believe that
Go backwards. So the wrist straps stabilize it. As I'm saying that, the guy coming out has no wrist straps.
Paul Marshall opening up with 160 kilograms as well. That's the third lifter in a row with 160 kilograms on the bar.
Well, he doesn't need any wrist straps. He's got strong wrists.
No, some lifters opt not to use them.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the keys to any of the lifts is to keep the weight distributed through your bone structure. So you want to have your joints in line. And the wrist straps help do that for your wrists.
A good angle, this.
Oh, this overhead shot, I just love it. Look at this.
Oh,
Press,
perfect.
easy press.
See that was perfect. Oh, he got
2 whites and a red.
wow.
I don't see anybody lifting a card for the red. Unless it was an error.
Oh, that was an error. The red light was left on from a previous attempt, maybe, but
Color commentators also. And then someone questions color commentators. So I guess that's another shout out to Brock and Susan. Hey, Wood.
and who was saying hello?
Was it somebody from Nova Scotia saying hi to
No,
you?
800 total, and someone named Matt.
Oh, that's probably one of our Manitoba lifters, Matthew Bowen. Just became a provincial ref.
Paul Marshall, 170 kilogram attempt.
Here we go.
Nice arch Paul has as well.
His belly's up to meet it.
Good leg drive.
Jeez, he's
Wow.
Power to spare there.
Yeah, that was a 10-kilo jump, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up at least another 7.5 or 10 kilos.
So now that was a
good
good
lift.
second lift, where some of the ones earlier that didn't make it didn't look like a third. So let's see what happens.
But Paul Marshall's got a lot of meat left on the bone.
I would say so. So Samuel Turcotte from Baie-Comeau.
Then Samuel Turcotte and Mike McDonald is bringing up the caboose for the third bench.
Yeah, with
200 kilos for Mike McDonald coming up.
440
two
bench
lifters.
attempt for Mike.
Because muscles.
Because he can. All right. Paul.
Mind you, this 180 that Paul Marshall's about to throw back is nothing to sneeze at.
Nope.
Just short of 400 pounds.
35, lots of time.
He sets his feet underneath him, and Paul has a good arch as well.
Hard touch, hard touch.
It's nice and tight. Oh, he takes it on himself. This is probably a man who trains by himself. Used to doing the lift handouts.
Press. Up, 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 up.
Little struggle, little twist.
He's fighting,
I
but it
think
comes out
that's-
pear-shaped.
Yeah. No lift for Paul.
Oh well, onward and upward.
Samuel Turcotte is going for 402, 182 and a half.
Kilos, yeah.
Hydro-Quebec worker. Only been competing for 8 months. 600 on the bar again for Paul Marshall.
Well, we're happy to have him in the open class.
You betcha. Come on, Paul. Here we go. 275.
Now this, you know,
Let's get on the board.
everyone's kind of above 600 at this point, but this is baby weight for these guys. These guys are all accomplished lifters.
Another
the
sumo.
105s.
Another sumo lifter.
Well, and we got Bryce starting over 700, so, you know.
Because why not?
And,
Just because he can.
He has the reverse grip, and
Sumo. Nice style. Pushes his knees out.
What's
pops
your
his hips
opinion,
through.
guys, on sumo? What kind of body type does it suit? More of a taller person or a shorter stature?
I think it balances between two things. One is personal preference, and that can be said for anything. The second is those with longer torsos and shorter arms tend to have better levers for sumo. Those with short torsos and long arms, like myself, conventional seems to be the way to.
Come on now, Paul. Let's do this.
650 pounds.
Come on, you can do this, Paul. 295. Let's rip it off the floor.
These are some strong, strapping lads here at 105 kilos.
Right off the floor. Patient, keep
Got sumo stance here.
Lock it in. Tight.
Opposing grip. Takes a breath, pulls himself into the bar.
Come on.
There we go.
Come on.
Nice lockout.
Wow. Look at that backdrop. Isn't it amazing? With even the curtains
3
on the
white
side, the
lights.
Quebec curtains,
Yep.
it just frames him perfectly.
So
Yep.
that puts Paul is forecast to be in 6th. Presently, that puts him in 1st. But we're coming into the big pullers that are left. We got 5 more deadlifts.
Okay, we've got Gage coming out. Is Gage Wolverine? Is that the Wolverine?
Yeah.
Pause for the spiel.
His name is Paul Marshall. He will bring fire and brimstone down on his feet.
Okay, Paul Marshall from Ontario.
302 and a half,
302.
666. Paul's currently in 3rd place.
666, the number of the beast.
This will give him a
666.
This will give him a 755 total. Right now he's sitting in a 747 and a half total in 3rd place. These last deadlifts are going to determine the medals.
Patient. Don't
So
stop.
Paul needs to pull this and force those above him to do what they have to do. And if they can't, he may wind up with a bronze.
I like it. Knees are locked.
It's looking
Shoulders
good.
are back.
Looking good. Nice, strong, steady
Yes.
effort. He's
see
got
what they
this
say.
lift.
Yes.
Great patience with the bar. Great patience.
You know, all you people out there that were praying for Kelly Branton in the squat, well, now change that and start praying for Bryce because he doesn't have a deadlift and he needs one.
305, 310 going on the bar.
You know, Susan, this is either going to be a great comeback or an absolute disaster. I don't think there's no halfway with where Bryce Krawczyk is
Well,
sitting right now.
You know what?
And
We
now-
know Bryce.